Yeah. What's up, shouties? What's been popping in this BO? I haven't done a break in a minute, and I'm feeling myself right now, y'alls. I'm going to go ahead and say the two best videos I've seen that has broken this down has come from what's his name, Sean C. I should play some of Sean C. What's up, Nat? How are you doing, boo boo? Sean C. And then what's his name? The internet busiest music nerd, Fantano. Fantano. A lot of people not gonna like that because these guys kind of sided with Meg. Trapped in the podcast. What's up, Trapped in Podcast, man? Is that just a cool name, or do you got a podcast? Let me put you up. Let me plug you if you got a podcast. Y'all make y'all sure y'all check out Trapped in Podcast. Trapped in the bit. So check it. This was a very interesting debate. Very interesting debate. You know what? I got a better idea. Hold on. I got a better idea. Hold on. Me? Cause where? Cause I'm about to shoot where? Cause I'm gonna just shoot you the link. You think that's better? What's up, Mega Bills? What's going on with you, my boy? No, my girl want to see she want to see me go live. So she was watching from the side. No, I'm just gonna send her the link. And then I'm gonna break down the video. I have seen the video, and then I saw the Destiny break down the video. But why can't I see the? Oh, am I on YouTube? Okay, here it is, right here. I'm like, why can't I see my link though? Share outside, and then send it to your text outside. Mm. Top of the year. Hey, I'm gonna give my thoughts on the new update on Tay Rock and Kid Slade. I'm gonna give my that for my battle rap people. You know what I'm saying as well. All right, so let me turn this around and we good. All right, I'm gonna put this video up here so that way I can hear it now on my headphones and then break down this debate as this was very interesting. Um, greetings from the planet Detroit. What's up from the planet Detroit, man? First of all, hope everybody had a Merry Christmas. Hope y'all preparing to have a good New Year. Resolutions are all set to go. And share my screen. We gonna share this one. Shout out to me, man. Being on this for so many years, and I never ever accidentally shared a porn site. That's that's great, boy. That's some longevity for your ass. All right, so let's get right into it. I picked this one because it is timestamp. I can go to some juicy part. Background. We don't need the background. Fifth a minute. Okay, here goes the argument right here. After they join in, so let's start.
First thing she did was take the Fifth
I can't
Amendment.
hear jack
You
shit.
cannot take the Fifth Amendment.
I might want to plug in my headphones. You know what I'm saying? Spend all this time making up a backdrop.
Unless you might be criminally culpable for a crime. Then they said, listen, we'll give you immunity if you testify. Keep in mind that
no, you can still you can plead the fifth regardless. Like
No,
you
you
can
cannot.
just refuse to testify.
Hassan, I hate to say this to you, bro, but I used to investigate criminal activity. I used to be a former federal
No,
agent.
I
this
know
for a
you're a
fact.
fed. I know.
So,
You guys have to pay attention to the words they're saying because they both are kind of right in this situation. And if you guys don't know Fresh and Fit right here, this is Fit. Fit, yeah, he's a former agent. When people give you their title, is sort of its credibility, but you want to make sure that you don't walk the line of creating a fallacy. We've gone over this many times on my channel before. The example I use is somebody saying a fat person can't tell them a good diet plan. A fat person can, in fact, tell you a good diet plan. They may just not follow their diet plan. You want to be careful that you don't go off titles. But we can't act like we don't live in a world where credibility exists. You know, there could be a strong percentage that you're talking about surgery on your heart, and this guy's a heart doctor, then he's probably going to have credible information. So it does matter, but you still want to listen to the validity of their argument and the words that they're saying. So Myron, fresh, right here on the screen, his argument is only Tory Lanez can take the fifth because he is on trial. He don't want to say anything to incriminate himself. Hassanabi, the white guy, you're gonna see him come on here. He's on a post or whatever. He is saying anybody can take the fifth. They both are kind of right. I'll give you guys an example. In the O.J. Simpson trial, what did Mark Fuhrman do? Mark Fuhrman was not on trial. Matter of fact, he was the police on the case, but he got himself in legal trouble by lying on the stand, which he was convicted of perjury. And once this happened, he called him back up there and he pleaded the fifth about 1,000 some odd times. The trial had nothing to do with him. He pled the fifth. You do not have to be the person on trial. So in that aspect, they're going to argue about this extensively. Hassanabi is correct. But in the words that Myron is saying, he's saying that, like, even if Meg's friend, it has to be something that could incriminate her. Like, they can't say, you know, like, what's your favorite ice cream? I plead the fifth. Myron is saying they got to be something like if they ask her questions about did she shoot the gun or something like that. So both of them are kind of right. And it's just sad that they're going to extend this argument so long, declaring a victory without moving anything further.
I used to be talking about. I'm telling you, you cannot take the Fifth Amendment. Okay.
I have not spoke on the Rock situation. I will do that on this live. So my battle rap peeps, you might want to stick around because I got something to say, man.
Unless you're criminally culpable. That is why Gunna is not protected if they call him to testify. He has to testify.
What? No, you can definitely say I plead the fifth. It doesn't matter if you're like criminally culpable or not. You can still refuse to testify.
No, you cannot, because you are compelled to testify, right? If you don't have a Fifth Amendment privilege.
No, it's literally, it's a right. You can just say that you are pleading the fifth, regardless of whether it's because you're incriminating.
A lot of emotions were caught up in this trial. So a lot of people who are upset that Tory is charged with this crime wants to lean towards Myron and go against anything Hassanabi says, because Hassanabi, and I hope I'm saying his name right, felt that Tory was guilty. You have to remove your emotions. You know, you can't put your emotions involved in debates of this type of nature. It will help you a long way.
Yourself or not.
You can only take the fifth if you might incriminate yourself. You cannot take the fifth in any other circumstance.
You see how they walk on the lines? Because when Myron says that sentence, he's correct. You take the fifth if you might incriminate yourself, but he is wrong to say that you have to be the person on trial. The reason I think this whole debate is stupid, why are you debating can someone take the fifth when the trial is over and she took the fucking fifth? It's done. It happened. She went up there and she took the fifth. Why are we debating this point? This is nothing but ego between two men.
Circumstance, you are compelled to testify.
No, you can still, no, you definitely still can in any circumstance plead the fifth. It doesn't matter what the truth is.
I hate to say this, bro, but I thought you were smarter than this.
Plead the fifth, even if you, that doesn't immediately mean that you are self-incriminating. If that was the case, then that could be used as additional evidence, like you guys are trying to do right now. But that's not the case.
But she's not the one on trial.
Like, in colloquial, in like the you know, in normie speak, we always assume when you plead the fifth, oh, that means they're guilty, like they're incriminating themselves. That's what we say, but that's not the case. You can plead the fifth even if you are not actually incriminating yourself. That's kind of the point of being able to plead the fifth.
Okay, then you know what?
You can plead the fifth if you're not actually incriminating yourself. I don't know what the fuck that sentence means. Am I missing something, baby? You can plead the fifth if you're not incriminating yourself. What does that mean? What is that? I don't know what he's saying right there. I think he called up. You can plead the fifth if you're not incriminating yourself. I would need, and what is he? I don't understand what he's saying in that sentence.
Let's use your logic,
it
Hassan.
be used against you as evidence.
Let's use your logic then, Hassan. If that was the case, why did her lawyer fight tooth and nail to get her immunity?
Ooh.
Now, Hassami fucks up. This is such an easy one. This is a softball. I'd have knocked this bitch out the park. He said, why did her lawyer fight tooth and nail to get her immunity if she can plead the fifth? Because it's his fucking job. What lawyer isn't going to use whatever they can to get immunity from someone? How? There's a billion reasons and in common sense of why your lawyer will want to get you immunity before you take the stand. It is not exclusive to the fifth. It can be. That can be a reason, but just because something can be one specific reason doesn't mean that that's exclusive. There's a billion reasons. The most common reason your lawyer wants you to get immunity because he don't want you to go to fucking jail. So it can be, but it's not exclusive. I don't remember what Hassan is going to say right here.
Here we go.
Exactly.
I don't know.
Case
I have
closed.
no
Exactly.
idea.
Exactly. Bro, just take the L. There you go. Just take the
This
L.
is the 14th.
He told him to take the L on that dumbass question. These niggas is hurt by this case.
of December. So this is Tory Lanez and Megan trial day 3. Kelsey takes a stand. She admits to lying to prosecutors about everything she told him in
So
September.
you're reading No Jumper right now, who literally, by your accounts, got DJ Academics. They jumped the gun and literally posted about the verdict coming.
So let me give y'all some backdrop because I did go study this, and let me tell you why this is useless. He's saying, why are you listening to another podcast, No Jumper Podcast, when No Jumper Podcast announced that Tory was found not guilty? One thing about No Jumper Podcast is that even though Adam's face is out front, there's a whole group of people. It's like 10 different podcasts on one channel. He created a conglomerate. The person they had working the trial, which I would not have had due to his intelligence, I'm not trying to be mean, they had Flacco working the trial. Flacco was the one who prematurely put the tweet up saying Tory's not guilty. It wasn't Adam. Adam owns No Jumper. He is the main person. Once Adam found out one of his employees posted incorrectly, he fixed that. But here's the thing. Just because somebody got something wrong doesn't mean that they're going to get every single thing wrong. This is another example where I feel that people just want to be lazy and generic and don't want to look into details. Yes, you take that into accountability. You err on the side of caution. They got something else wrong. They could get something else wrong, but it isn't, again, exclusive. Just because they got that one thing wrong from one of his employees, that everything they're going to do and say is wrong, especially if it's not coming from the guy whose channel it is. So I don't agree with everything Adam 22 and all them do. None of this is personal. It's just the facts of life. Just because someone got one thing wrong doesn't mean that like they can't get anything right, basically.
Coming in before the verdict could actually come in, you can't just use their one-sided assessment of the events that took place. You originally went to Megan Cuniff. I'm watching your stream right now. You couldn't find the actual thing that you wanted out of her, so you went to find the No Jumper tweet. If you give me Megan Cuniff's actual court reporting, then we can have a conversation.
I got it.
It's like you citing yourself. Come on.
Hassan, you're missing the point here that Kelsey, right, changed her story. She went in and did an interview with actually the prosecutors, not even law enforcement, which is another big red flag. But she went ahead and did an interview in September.
Say that. What's the red flag?
Oh, I can't wait to break this down.
She did an interview with the prosecutors with no law enforcement there, which is a huge red flag because prosecutors are not supposed to be direct witnesses in witness testimony when you're doing a criminal investigation. There's supposed to be an investigator there. And the reason why there wasn't an investigator there is because the lead detective, Stogner, right? He has some issues.
No,
with
you can definitely have prosecutors directly question witnesses.
No,
what?
You need an investigator there.
I'm just letting them get their shit out.
they can't be the only witnesses because they're the ones prosecuting the case. It's a conflict of interest. You need a sworn law enforcement officer there conducting and
But
leading the interview. Prosecutors
most
can
of
be
the
present.
prosecutors are literally law enforcement officers, pretty much functionally.
No,
So
no,
I don't
no,
know,
no,
like you're making it seem
like people go too far to try to prove their point when it's not needed, and you end up saying some dumb shit. A prosecutor is not basically a detective. Those are two different career fields. The sad part about him saying that is he don't even need it to win his argument. He don't even need it. Here's the truth, because the argument is Fresh is saying that a prosecutor is not supposed to do direct testimony to a witness, right? In an investigation. That's the key word. In an investigation. That's where Fresh is wrong, because this was done 2 months ago. They had already arrested Tory. He was and charged him a couple of years ago. So this is no longer investigating. They're prepping a witness. And at this point, a prosecutor can prep a witness without police around. This was 2 months ago. This was in September, my dude. So if it was before they arrested Tory and they're just doing an investigation, the police officer should be there. You can't have a prosecutor there. You see the movies, the police officer doing interrogation, the prosecutor get some key points in the case. They're behind the glass, they're looking, they're listening, but they're not involved in the investigation. This is no longer an investigation. This is a witness for the prosecution team. So at this point, there's nothing wrong with the prosecutor questioning Kelsey by themselves. It's not even a law that they can't do it. It's just frowned upon in the investigation phases. Because there's other times where attorneys do this in investigation phase. It causes a lot of trouble and problems. Like Fresh is saying, he should know from his career. So this is how like relationships. You get two people really feeling like they are correct in what they're saying, but their outlook. The outlook is different. He's looking at this like an investigation. There's no investigation. Tory is charged, booked, and they're prepping a witness for trial. I'll keep going.
like they're operating on different teams here.
Yes, they do work together. However, you need an agent, a detective, some type of police presence there to do the investigation and to do the interviews, bro. And that's a big red flag.
Can I just address something really quickly?
Go ahead.
I love chat being like, no black voices. Hassan didn't want a black voice in that circumstance. Bro, no jumper. Adam 22's operation. We're calling that a black voices now.
My dude, you got 100,000 subscribers, bro. You are huge on the platform. Why are you stopping the debate to yell at somebody in the audience?
Really? Halo Boom? Is that what you're saying in the chat? Dumbass. Shut the fuck up.
Well, anyway,
meme rapper.
The point I'm trying to make is there's problems with Kelsey's
meme rapper
situation.
Okay, sorry, go on.
There's problems with Kelsey's situation because number one, she was interviewed by prosecutors only. There wasn't an investigator there, which is a problem in itself. And then second, she switched her story up. She said, hey, Tory did X, Y, Z and, made him criminally culpable. And then when she came in to testify, she immediately took the fifth. And then her defense attorney said, we need immunity. They tried to get immunity where she'd be covered all the way, but they were only able to get use immunity because obviously to get transactional immunity, which would be her protected all the way.
Correct, but what does that have to do with anything?
You would need a DA
what are
signature
you getting
to
to? What's the point you get to?
Obviously, they're in the middle of trial. They don't have time to go back to the DA saying, yo, we need the signature. So we're like, listen, we'll give her use immunity. We're on the record. We're not going to prosecute her.
What does that have to do with anything? You're right. You're right. The lawyer went for the best top line. He didn't get it. He got her some shit. She understands. She take the fifth on the things that she feel like can incriminate herself. What's your point?
That's when she felt comfortable to go ahead and testify after that, pretty much.
Correct.
So if she wasn't culpable, why would she fight so hard? Why would her defense attorney fight so hard to get her use immunity, bro?
Okay, that is bullshit. That is fucking bullshit. Oh my God, my brain. He's saying, if she didn't shoot Meg, why is he trying to get her immunity? Because people fucking go to jail for shit they didn't do. It's just good to err on a side of caution. If you got an attorney, give me fucking immunity for anything. She broke the law that night. She committed assault. She got into a fist fight. The other charges that can come up for her. So every attorney gonna try to get you immunity. If it's on the table, I could be a witness, ain't got nothing. I just saw some shit. I saw two people fight, and they just asked me what happened. If motherfuckers say, hey, just for my client to come and give y'all what y'all want, even though he had nothing to do with anything, in case something come up and get immunity before he come in here. That's good. Take the shit if you don't need it. That doesn't mean that you did something. It could. All I see is people taking a possibility or something that seems plausible and turning it into a fact. That shit scuffs my Timbs.
And you can only take the fifth, right? You can ask any attorney this. Any defense attorney will tell you this. You can only take the fifth when you might be giving testimony that might incriminate yourself. But if you're not necessarily giving testimony that's going to incriminate yourself and other people, then you're compelled to testify. That is why Gunna cannot assert the Fifth Amendment privilege if they call him to testify in the YSL trial.
He's right. It's just loaded it with the other shit he said before. You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm if I'm on the stand and I'm a witness, if it's something that I feel can incriminate me, I can plead the fifth. But if it's not, the judge gonna tell you, answer the question. You can't how old are you? I plead the fifth. You can't do that shit. You gotta say how old you are. That has nothing. You can't get in trouble for that. Myron is right.
If Young Thug goes to trial, they're gonna call Gunna on, and he cannot claim Fifth Amendment. He will have to testify. That is a part of his plea deal.
Okay. So I can't speak on why she wanted to, why she no longer wanted to offer her testimony. Okay. She did get granted immunity. I'm pretty sure not the full blown immunity. If she was like to go up on that stand and be like, I actually fuck.
This is how you do shit, right? I have a plausible scenario. That doesn't mean it's a fact. It's just a plausible scenario. What makes this case weird, that if it's only two people that could have shot Meg, Kelly and Tory, only two possibilities, right? In a regular case outside of this one, they be going to war with each other. I'm shocked. Tory defense should have blamed everything on fucking Kelsey. And Kelsey should have just came out and said that Tory did it. You're the only two options. But they were being so kind to each other. It's like, that's just weird to me. That's weird. And so a plausible, meaning it's not fact, maybe she didn't want to take the stand and say on the oath that Tory did it, because that's going to open them up to come at her fucking really, really hard. I don't know. It's plausible. But I'm not going to sit up here and throw this out like that's a fact. And that's what I see a lot of people doing on YouTube.
Fucking, I actually shot someone. I was the one who shot.
Well, if she did say that, she would be
then all of a sudden your case falls apart. Of course, the prosecutor's not going to fucking do that, because someone could very easily fall out of favor with the victim, like Kelsey and Megan did, and then turn around and be like, you know what? Actually, I'm the one who shot it, but guess what? You guys gave me the fucking immunity. You know what I mean? Like that.
Well, she could have went on the stand and said that though, because they gave her use immunity, which means her testimony that was given in that circumstance could not be used against her. However, that does not mean that law enforcement can't go interview other witnesses and build a case.
Inconsistencies. She could have very easily said, I am here to tell my truth. I'm going to tell you exactly what happened. And I was wrong originally. She didn't even say that.
Yeah, because she knew before she was lying.
How do you know that?
She got on the stand, bro, and said, I lied.
But you just explained that she got immunity from the original lie that she had told. If you're claiming that she originally lied.
Yes, she originally lied, and she didn't want to give testimony because there's a good
you're
chance.
Admitting that she would not have been liable under perjury in that regard.
This is a nice soft trap that Hassanabi got Myron in. He flipped it on him. He's saying like, you just said she got immunity, so she could take the stand right now and say that she shot Meg. Why won't she do it? She got immunity. He kind of flipped it around on him, and you see Myron wheels turning as he thinking.
Because she had gotten immunity to offer her true testimony in that circumstance.
No, what I'm saying is that she could have been found. There's a bunch of things that they could have hit her with. There's a bunch of charges she could have got hit with.
Like what?
John, I thought you were better than this.
Shooting,
which is why she took the Fifth Amendment.
What's up, Donald Duck? Donald Duck is in the building. Merry Christmas. Hope you're having a happy new year as well. Of course I had to do this, Dave. hey, this is the shit everybody talking about right now. And it was interesting. And you know, I love to see people debate.
You don't trust no jumper. I got my man. I think he writes LA Times, James Quealy. This is Kelsey on the stand. Our interview that they were trying to refresh her memory many times with. She says our interview was not 100% truthful.
Yeah.
Feel good?
Okay.
Does that make you feel good, brother? He literally said, I'm not telling you. He said, whatever you're saying, I did not tell the truth.
So if I don't have a fucking law degree, if she said a general statement, she gave fucking an hour, 2 hour testimony. She said some of the things she said that wasn't true. Why didn't Tory lawyer just hone in and just ask her what specifically wasn't true? That would just solve a lot of the issues, because now you're just left to speculate. And it seemed that the 12 jurors didn't think her saying Tory shot Meg was a statement that was not true. Maybe they thought some other parts weren't true. But apparently that statement she gave, his lawyers left it up for 12 jurors to say. Why not just simply ask her, okay, break it down, get more. I always tell y'all, get more detail. The person that's more generic is probably the one that got something to hide.
She basically said it and referred to it and kept almost looking at her lawyer to say, hey, if I answer this, am I getting fucked up legally? And they did many sidebars. That's just the reality of it.
Yeah, her interview not being 100% truthful, especially when there's additional circumstances involved in there, like whether or not I'm not familiar if she got asked the question about the $1 million that like
she did get asked
Tory
that
Lanez
question.
offered
She
them or
declined
something
it.
like that.
She did get asked.
But
She
there are plenty of additional instances in that interview.
So in the original interview, she was saying that Tory offered her money, right? Then she gets on the stand and says, some of the things I lied, I wasn't truthful. So in detail, she said that he didn't offer her money. So she's saying that some of the things she lied about, and when they asked her in detail, she said that I lied, he didn't offer me money. Why didn't they say, did you lie when you say that he shot her?
You are the one who's inferring the parts that you believe is not truthful from that interview, and she still absolutely ended up getting.
That's 1 point for Hassanabi. And both of them gonna do it. He gonna do the same thing. They both gonna be guilty of it. But he calling them out. He like, you're picking out what you want to make true, what you want to be a lie. You don't know shit. You're picking it out because you feel that Tory's innocent.
Just read the rest of that. What's the rest of the quote?
We're not trusting no jumper. We definitely trust the LA Times.
Yeah, of course I trust the LA Times, and I trust court reporters.
So let me read it.
You yourself admitted that no jumper got. So
Okay.
if no jumper got, and fucking literally.
Okay, forget no jumper. Harris says she struggled with postpartum depression, and a recent death in the family, and her mind isn't here right now. She also denied Lanez offered her hush money, which Megan alleged he did to the tune of $1 million. So she denied
the exact quote from her, by the way, wasn't an immediate denial. She literally said it wasn't exactly the way that was presented. I know what I'm talking about.
Why did his lawyer? You could just ask her to go more detailed. Then I don't get it, fam.
Because I know what quote that was. The reason why we're bringing this up, by the way, is because she has postpartum depression now. She has a recent death in the family now. If anything, her evidence or her additional information that she's going to offer currently now and not back then is going to be less conclusive.
Hey, y'all, hold on. I got to get my charger for my phone. All right, thank you guys for holding. Appreciate it. Let's continue.
Exclusive.
What about this one? Critically, she wouldn't confirm she saw Lanes with the gun, which she said in the recorded interview, or that Lanes threatened to shoot her. She won't confirm it in court. She's like,
She wouldn't.
they asked her.
Yeah, that doesn't. Wait, what do you mean?
They
That
asked her.
doesn't mean anything. She already has.
Oh, you keep referencing.
Yes,
interview,
she
right?
literally said yes
interview-
because
in the
we
interview,
know.
she
You
says,
and I
"Yo,
both know. You and I both know. She went on the stand and said, "I can't recall anything. I can't recall anything. I have postpartum. I'm depressed. I can't recall anything." Is
Okay, let me read what Donald Duck said, and I got something to say about this part here. Donald Duck said, people think perjury is a joke. Bottom line, the story changes when they face consequences for lies and half truths. The truth isn't important. It's about getting the most lenient punishment possible. Facts, man. But also, too, like a lot of people take their job serious when they are jurors, especially if they know it's a big case. People actually care to get things right. So people won't just be black and white. They'll use nuances, right? So if I'm a juror, I'm not biased. I'm not nobody who going for Tory. I'm not going for bad. I have a 2-hour interview with a woman who sent the text message directly from the scene immediately. Tory shot med. Her 2-hour interview, she says Tory shot med. When she comes to the courtroom, she says she's going through all this mental distress and all the things happen. Someone died and postpartum, all this stuff. So if I hear that as a juror, then I'm not going to be paying too much attention to what she's saying on trial. Something is wrong with her right now. Good thing I have the recorded interview when she wasn't going through all of this, when she wasn't her clear head, which matches what she said that night of. So to 12 jurors, that's going to be more potent than her sitting on the stand and say, I don't want to say that because I can't recall. We know what she recalled. She was of clear sound in mind and body in September when she gave her 2-hour testimony saying that Tory shot Meg. The same thing that matched the scene. Also, something people don't want to call out is it isn't in your natural instinct that if you were there and someone shot somebody else, that you think you can blame it on somebody. That shit come from like months with, oh, they're gonna say we tangled with the gun. No, you know, like if you shot somebody, you can't just say, oh, that other person will hold the gun. Oh, when I shot you, the gun residue went on some. They don't know the gun residue went on somebody else's hand. That's why Tory has never said that Kelsey shot Meg. He never once said that because it doesn't come in your natural instinct to just blame it on somebody else when multiple people there. You don't know what's in the mind of your security guard. He see you shoot somebody, gonna say you shot somebody. That's what you're gonna believe that night. Meg say you shot it. You know, you're not thinking that quick to like, well, her whole body wouldn't turn around. So since her whole body wouldn't turn and people are around me, maybe I can blame it on somebody. That comes later. When you hearing these motherfucking internet comments and people boosting you up and doing everything they can because they like one person over another because there's this huge agenda out there to go against black women or some shit. You don't naturally think that shit when it first happened. So it's not natural to say Kelsey shot Meg, and immediately after she shot Meg with all those people around, she picked up her phone and texted and said, Tory shot Meg. Come on, my nigga. Be honest with you by yourselves.
basically what she said, and then she pled the fifth. That doesn't mean that she fucking absolutely lied. That's the reason why they played the whole interview.
In a court of law, if any type of witness or victim can't recall their statements and can't even affirm to it, right? Keep in mind, she's now under oath. She already acted weird with the, hey, I needed like immunity of dissenter. She can't co-sign.
My nigga just said she already acted weird by getting immunity. Y'all be listening to these niggas. My nigga said on a gun charge, assault with a deadly weapon, she acted weird because she got immunity. That nigga who said that, all y'all in my audience, everybody in Fresh and Fit audience, even if you never did nothing, motherfucker come in, hey man, once you gonna stand, we're gonna give you immunity. All y'all gonna take it. I'm gonna take it. I ain't even had to be there. I've been home. I've been in Atlanta, Georgia. I don't know what the fuck happened in California. You know, I take it. Shit, give me a side of fries with the immunity. This motherfucker call her weird. Y'all can't see biasness. Y'all can't see that these motherfuckers are biased. They already have an idea of how they feel, so they're saying shit to match their idea. That's not how critical thinking works. You open your mind to receive evidence to all possibilities, therefore drawing a conclusion based upon what you saw.
The majority of what she said in a goddamn interview, right? You think that the jury should be like, okay, let's just believe her. Really? Come on, brother.
Well, first of all, the jury did believe her. Ultimately, the jury believed Megan Thee Stallion, who also is a witness in this circumstance. The jury also believed what she said originally, which is important to address in this circumstance. And the jury, of course, did not take into consideration that she pled the fifth, especially because she had the opportunity, given an immunity, to go back and correct the record and refused to do so, while simultaneously admitting that currently, right now, in this very moment, was not likely to give a...
Yeah, let me tell y'all how Tory fuck. Let me tell y'all straight up how Tory fuck, right? After hearing every fucking thing, I strongly feel that if she's saying some shit like this on the stand, don't get it twisted. If she's saying and it's different than what she said before, I'd be dumb to say that she didn't offer an opportunity for someone to not believe her. It's there. There's an opportunity, and we know it's there because people are saying that we don't believe her testimony. It's also offers an opportunity for people to believe it because 12 jurors did believe it. What they did was say she told us something mentally fucking wrong with her right now. So this is going to be less credible. Let me go to the information where she was of sound mind and body. And when she was on both of those separate occasions, 2 years apart, she said that this nigga shot Meg. That's what they went with. But this is how Tory fucked up. Let's say that she was worried, she was afraid for this trial, right? She don't want to get in no trouble. Now that she's seen this play out, if Tory gets another trial, they're going to call her up there. No postpartum, no aunt died, no mental shit going on. She sees she can walk away clear and scot-free. She's going to go take the stand. She's going to say, I was fucked up then. I'm not fucked up now. So what happened? And she's going to give the same testimony that she did on that 2-hour recording. She's going to give the same testimony that she said when she texted Tory shot him. She knows is leaning towards he did it. She go back to her regular life. This nigga going to get locked the fuck up again. So even if Tory gets another trial, I'm telling you, I don't know facts. I can't predict the future. You can't go and say the same thing. Oh, I'm still having depression or some shit or whatever the fuck she claimed this time. She's going to go back to her original testimony because that's the only thing that's going to make sense. That's the only thing that's going to keep it consistent with her. I was not consistent last time because of the trauma that I was going through at the time of the trial. I'm no longer in that trauma. I think clear. And she's going to say the same thing as before. This nigga is not going to get off on this crime.
A clear-cut version of the events, considering her postpartum depression and a recent death in the family. That's what I'm stating. That's the reason why the jury deliberated in the way that it did.
Oh, hold on.
Yeah, but you're missing a point here, Hassan. See, here's the thing. Tory gets that Fifth Amendment privilege to not testify and not being used against him. Kelsey does not. Kelsey's a witness in the case. She's not the one on trial. So if Tory asserts,
I know, but you can still say some dumb shit or potentially think that you're incriminating yourself, or ultimately say,
please let me finish.
You have the right to plead the fifth.
Please let me finish.
You have the right to plead the fifth, regardless of whether or not you're actually incriminating yourself or not. You just have that right. That is a right that you have.
You're just rambling, bro.
Bro, I'm telling you, Tory gets the privilege of them not being able to judge him for taking the fifth. Kelsey does not, because the Tory is the one that is accused. Okay, that is the.
This is so confusing because like they're so it's such a mixture of what they're saying to where both of these motherfuckers are wrong and then both of these motherfuckers are right. It's so confusing. So I like to use analogies like if I'm a juror on the OJ case and did the jury get to hear that Mark Furman lied? I think they got to hear that and then they brought him back in. Yeah. It was fucked up that Judge Ito only let them hear small portions of what he said. I wish the jury got to hear everything he said. But even in those small instances, it was enough to show that he lied. So now he lied and he comes back in there and all he's doing is pleading the fifth. We are human beings. We are not robots. All those jurors were looking at Mark Furman like you lying son of a bitch every time he played the fifth. That's just you can't help how you feel. So by that example, Hassanabi is wrong. When Myron says that, like, a jury can look at a witness who taking the fifth and draw their conclusion, I think this motherfucker lying or not. They can do that because they are human beings. You can't help that. But at the same time, Hassanabi is right that she can plead the fifth. She can, and she did it. Myron is wrong to say that it only has to be Tory or the person on trial. So you see how this shit is like confusing. They both are saying shit where they're right and they're wrong at the same time.
The reason why. So when Kelsey doesn't get that same Fifth Amendment privilege to that level as Tory, because he's the one that's actually being charged in a criminal case in a criminal court of law in the United States.
Wrong.
So Kelsey doesn't get that, which is why she was like, I need immunity if I'm going to talk, because she is compelled to testify. That is why she asked for immunity in the first place.
Look,
go ahead.
You said that you have to be guilty to plead the fifth. That is not the case.
You don't have to be guilty.
Just for the record.
You have to be potentially liable, right, from a criminal standpoint to invoke the Fifth Amendment. Any statement that you may give can incriminate yourself.
May validly claim the Fifth Amendment.
Myron is right.
Privilege against self-incrimination. If you are an innocent witness, you can still plead the fifth. That is precisely the reason why we look at pleading the fifth as
Hassanabi is right, but he moved the goalpost.
As a right that people have, and not as an indication that that person is somehow criminally liable, which is what you guys are doing right now. Okay?
You can only take the
entire concept behind.
Oh my God! Get on another fucking topic.
If we automatically assume that that person is fucking guilty every time they pled the fifth.
No. Pleading the fifth isn't an implication of guilt. However, if
you are making it seem as though it is.
No. Well, I mean, one could take it as that, but if you have zero conflict with what's being asked of you when you're either subpoenaed and you're on the stand, you got to answer. You can't just magically say I plead the fifth and then say the judge says to you or you and your attorney, hey, okay, let's figure out why you're pleading the fifth. And you're like, no, just because I want to. They're not going to just be like, okay, you got it. Like,
here, I'll tell you the Supreme Court decision that the justices made on this regard, because like people do plead the fifth sometimes when they're innocent, or they might be afraid, okay, of one reason or the other. It's normal. The criminal justice system is fucking ruthless, right? In the 2001 Supreme Court case, the justices noted that the right against self-incrimination provided by the Fifth Amendment in Ohio versus Reiner, the court case that I was telling you about earlier, okay, that the Fifth Amendment protects the innocent as well as the guilty. The court added that a witness may have a reasonable fear of prosecution and yet be innocent of any wrongdoing. The ruling noted that innocent people might be ensnared by ambiguous circumstances. So her right to plead the fifth in this circumstance was given to her and was protected by the Supreme Court, specifically for situations exactly like the one that she was entangled in, where she could have very easily been fearful. She could have very easily been fearful that she might be
fearful of prosecution. Now, granted,
but she committed crimes. That's because she committed crimes. She committed crimes.
No. But you're still doing that. But remember,
no, you can't do that. Pleading the fifth does not mean you committed a crime. It does not mean that you can't do that. You have an opinion that you think someone did it, but you can't say for a fact if someone pleads the fifth. They're just like a police officer pulls you over. You're like, I want to talk to my lawyer. Just because you want to talk to your lawyer, don't mean that you was fucking going 38 miles over the speed limit. You just want to talk to the best thing. The motherfuckers get tickets and shit all the time when they didn't do nothing. It's your best bet to protect yourself. Like, why is Myron throwing this around as if it's a fact when he knows better?
You're still doing that. You're still claiming that she is guilty because she pled the fifth.
if you're saying she's
But you
in
are a Fed, so
prosecution-
I'm not surprised that you think that. But anyway, let's go on. Let's
Wait,
move on.
you're saying
Bro, you've
she's
been taking L's all
fearful of
night.
prosecution, right? You're literally alluding to the fact that maybe something that she did or could say would be in some realm of maybe being able to either the DA could pick up a charge on, right? We're not
Right. DJ Academics is right because he said the word maybe and possibly, and he didn't say it as a fact. So DJ Academics is right.
saying she's guilty.
Yeah, it doesn't even matter though. It doesn't matter because what matters is what she felt in that moment. If she feels like she could be ensnared for any reason whatsoever, she has the constitutional right to be able to plead the fifth in that regard. That's it.
Yeah, you
And
both are
that's what
saying the
she
same
did. She
thing.
exercised.
You both are saying the same thing. You just don't like each other because one of y'all think Tory did it, and one of y'all think Tory didn't do it. But you literally just said the same thing to each other.
Hassan, do you not see that she was the prosecution's star witness and that is problematic?
Problematic.
In opening
I mean,
statements,
I do
they
feel,
literally
like the
refer to
star
her.
witness was probably the person who survived getting shot, but you know, she was a witness. Yes, she was one of the big witnesses
Yeah,
in that
but
regard.
here's the thing.
Hasanabi is being childish. She is a star witness. Her and Meg the star witness, and he's also being childish by not letting go. Because Myron is right to say that it is problematic if I open my case up saying that I got this 2-hour recording where she said this, and I'm expecting her to go on the stand and say this, and she doesn't say that. You don't have to win every single point. That's why I always teach is best. It's best to just give up on small shit that you know is true. You know it's true if the prosecution has you as a witness and they expect you to come on here and say the same thing you said months ago, and you switch up right there. They shook, they frazzled. They gotta pivot. They gotta do an audible play on your motherfucking ass. That's problematic. Just let Myron have that one. It's true, whether you agree or not.
Thing that's Meg. Meg is obviously the victim, so that's going to be a witness in itself. But I'm talking about the prosecution star witness from a, how do I say this, from an unbiased standpoint, according to them, was Kelsey, and they talked about it in their opening
And
statements.
would have been the
Kelsey's
only
gonna come
person
in
to
and weave everything
allegedly
together.
scream Tory before the trigger.
Yeah, when you get shot, you are a little biased. That's true. But you know, you would probably be biased against the person who shot you. In this case, if you claim that it is Kelsey, then she should probably be biased towards her, right?
What? No, what I'm saying is that the prosecution in opening statements used Kelsey and said, Kelsey's going to come in here and weave together all our evidence. They were relying heavily upon what? A jail call, a text message, okay? And then also Kelsey's testimony. That's what they were weighing heavily on. And then for everything to make sense and come together, they needed Kelsey's testimony. So when she gets on the stand and takes the Fifth Amendment as the prosecution's main witness, mind you, that is problematic.
Facts.
Well,
Facts.
she, like I
Myron
said,
is right.
originally did allow this entire thing to come together with her testimony. The text messages are also pretty damning too, like saying 911, Tory shot her, Tory shot Megan.
But that doesn't necessarily.
Why do you think she texted that, and then also gave corroborating evidence to that? And we're hyper focusing on like her pleading the fifth, which is her constitutional right to do so for any reason. You know what I mean? Like she could just do that, which she did. She exercised that, but we just refuse to think about why she texted that. We don't think about why Tory apologized to every party involved. We're not looking at any of those instances,
because prosecutorial witnesses don't take the fifth.
Draw reasonable doubt out of, like you're working for the defense team.
You're making the inference that the apology is for the shooting, while you're definitely absolving the reason why she would say, I'm not taking a stand, period, unless as soon as she got on the stand, she said, I'm pleading the fifth. It's not that she was asked anything as soon as she got there. But so you want to make the inference that the apology from Tory, which was innocuous, honestly, didn't say what he's apologizing for. Say, I'm sorry. That's all he said. But you're saying that's for the shooting.
What do you think? So wait, you think he's apologizing because like an altercation happened where like Kelsey shot Megan, right? That's what you were claiming.
No, because
like,
they fist fought. Yo, Hassan, it's because he exposed the truth.
The whole situation for the.
So okay, semantics. Okay, so this is what's going on right here. Because Myron and academics are biased for Tory, they're gonna say things that are that they feel make sense. But what they don't understand is that the 12 jurors aren't biased. So a motherfucker say Tory shot somebody immediately. Didn't waste no time. It happened. Tory shot Meg right there. Boom. That's natural. That's something that will happen. Before you got months and months to think of some shit, or maybe it's possibilities I can blame it on somebody else. That happened immediately. And then when the guy apologized, it was ambiguous because he don't want to fucking say anything that can incriminate himself. Of course, it's going to be ambiguous. But like, they want regular people who aren't biased to not assume that apology was for shooting. It doesn't make any sense. Like, even if two women are fighting over me and one of them shoot the other, I'm not gonna. My natural instinct isn't to call and say I apologize. You know what I'm saying? I'm pissed the fuck off at the girl who shot the other girl. Tory hasn't been pissed at Kelsey the entire time, coming online to take up for her. That's more indicative to fear that she can tell and snitch on him. If you're that sorry that two women fought and the other woman shot the other woman and they did it over you, that you immediately call and make this big apology to the person, you would be furious at the girl that shot the other girl. You wouldn't be trying to be cool with them the entire time. You can say these things if you're biased. You can look good online, but I hope people watching don't think that's how the law works. That's how it's going to work in a courtroom.
To shoot him.
Because, like, look, if I was involved in a situation in a love triangle,
A jury is not robots. They are human beings. So they aren't going to say, oh, he didn't say he shot her, an apology. No, they're going to use him being deeply sorry and apologizing like that, along with every piece of evidence that went on to, and collectively put this together to make a decision that they feel he shot at her.
angle, as you claim, right? And the girl that was with me shot the other girl. I would not text like, I'm sorry to everyone involved. I'd be like, that was crazy. Remember when that bitch shot you? That was wild, right? Like, that's what I would text. I think that's what
You're
normal
operating
humans
on
would text in that
2020.
situation.
Hassan, you're operating on 2020 hindsight. You got to remember, these are women. They're emotional. They're drunk. It's late at night. They just saw him trying to go ahead and get with Kylie Jenner. Obviously, they're mad. So he exposes.
I think Tory Lanez was very emotional.
I mean, you can say that. You can say that. That's fine. But my point is this: everyone's drunk and emotional. And right. And the other thing too, Kelsey, right? He exposes Meg Thee Stallion for having sex with men that she had originally hooked up with Kelsey. So that is how the argument ensued. So we don't know definitively if he was apologizing for shooting or for putting out Megan's information to Kelsey and embarrassing her.
That's like a much bigger thing that you would mention. You'd be like, that was crazy when.
That's what I'm saying when you're biased, right? Like, a jury is sitting in a room, no TV, no nothing. They're not looking at this biased viewpoint of Myron trying to make because it sounds plausible to him. A jury isn't gonna go, I'm sorry I snitched and told your friend. If you got shot, a nigga not gonna go, I'm so sorry I snitched and told her that we had sex. You're not thinking about that. A motherfucker, you're claiming got shot by the other girl and you cool with her. You ain't got no problem with her. You kissing up to Meg. A jury gonna look at that more. You shot her. And you don't want her to fucking tell. You want this to go away, and there's some loud shit. Y'all arrest this shit on TV. Y'all walking out of the back of the fucking car and shit. The text message saying that you shot her immediately. You're not going to go like, I'm sorry, I told a chick that we had sex. You're not going to apologize as strongly and that hard as he's doing. You don't know what someone is doing. But a jury is going to listen to what I just said, and they're going to listen to what Myron is saying. And those jurors believe what I'm saying is far more plausible than what Myron is saying, especially when a man has a history of going the fuck off with little man syndrome.
Kelsey shot you, right? Because only one person said
that would be foolish to do that, though, Hassan. Let's be honest. I mean, he's not going to sit there and be like, yo, that was crazy that Kelsey shot you. No, he's
also at this point, too, again, If you shot someone and there are witnesses around, your instinct is it will never come to you to blame it on someone else. That's why he hadn't thought to blame it on Kelsey yet. You hear this shit later in hindsight when you listening to bullshit theories and stuff online, or you trying to figure out a way out of it. Instantly that night, if you pull a gun and shoot someone and people saw you shoot them, you're not thinking of no one else to blame it on. So all Tory has at this point, all he has is to apologize. So weird. What you watching?
He's gonna say, "Yo, if he apologizes, we don't know what he
Really?
apologized for
So
specifically."
you're in a situation, you're in a love triangle. You get a lot of women, right? I feel like, or
Yeah,
you
also,
must. You talk about it all the time. You're in a love triangle. It happens all the time. One of the girls shoots the other girl. You're gonna be like, "I'm sorry." That's how it happened. You wouldn't be like, "How fucking insane was that? This crazy bitch shot you."
Conversations that he had.
Women, am I right? That's probably what you would say.
Let me take this. Let me take this.
He's in custody
Let me take
and
this.
he's been recorded over the jail phone. Why
So
the
why
hell
do you think
did he say?
Why do you think Kelsey texted 911? Tory shot Meg.
I'm curious to know, why does DJ Academics and Fresh and Fit feel that the jury came to their conclusion? If what they feel is so strong, why did these 12 people go against what they're saying? I think that there was enough for reasonable doubt due to the story changes, but also it is very plausible that 12 people can feel like he did it from everything that's presented too. Could go both ways. But like, if you focusing on everything that you're saying is just so rock solid, then what is the conspiracy that you think that 12 random strangers found him guilty?
So now you're moving off the argument. Are we talking
No,
about?
no. I'm asking you. I legitimately want to know, why do you think Kelsey originally texted that?
If you can see this point, because you're saying what the text from him should be, I'm telling you why it's not like that. He's in
No,
custody.
but tell me that. Just, I want to know what you mean.
Okay.
Why do you think Kelsey texted 911? Tory shot Meg.
Hold on. So by us moving to this, and I'm going to answer it. I'm feeling like you're conceding that other point, because what you're saying would be idiotic if you know you're calling off of a jail phone to say, "Hey, isn't it crazy when you got shot by so and so?" You might as well give a fucking statement.
Exactly. He's not going to incriminate himself. Yeah, we know this. He's not going to say, "I'm so sorry I shot you." No one in their right mind going to do it. But the outcome of this isn't what DJ Academics is thinking. The outcome of this is plausible to that. Yeah, he shot her and he's not going to say it. So he's going to apologize generically. You're not going to infer from this that he didn't say in detail what he's sorry for because he didn't do it. Let me say that slower. He didn't apologize for what he did in detail because he did not do it. That doesn't even sound right.
Okay,
And not
if
only
you're
that,
conceding
Hassan,
because that's
Okay,
stupid.
so you
gotta
think Tory
remember,
was protecting
he's
Kelsey?
a
That's what
rapper,
you're
bro.
saying,
He's a
right?
rapper. He cannot snitch. That is career.
If he was just apologizing for snitching and telling Meg, "I'm sorry for telling your friend that we slept together," he would have said that in detail. There's nothing wrong with having that typed down. She already know that they slept. There's nothing incriminating for him to type that. It doesn't hurt him at all to type that. He's saying something generically because he don't want to say in detail, "I apologize for shooting you in the fucking foot."
Suicide. Of course, he's not going to go ahead and incriminate someone else. He's a rapper, bro.
Answer the other one, because I have an answer for the other one.
He can't do that.
Because
Okay, that's why. Okay, got it.
Hassan,
here's the thing.
every rapper that gets caught cooperating with the police or snitching or doing anything that might put someone else in jail, their career is ruined. So of course he's not going to go ahead and
I don't know if
text
their
her.
career is ruined. They can still go on DJ Academics' broadcast like Tekashi does all the
Okay, man.
fucking
Are we
time.
gonna?
But also too, like, you have a mansion, you taking care of your entire family. You have a son that you care about so much that he's in the courtroom watching this shit. Your whole family is there. This is important. You are the nucleus, the breadwinner that's paying for all of these things for your entire family, cousins, everybody. You don't want to say, if a chick shot another chick that you like, she shot her, You don't want to say that she shot her. And you're willing to lose your freedom and everything. And you can't make any new money in the future. You can't come back to the country where music thrives, where you make the most money, the millions easy in the United States of America. You can never, ever come back over a chick you fuck who and she shot the other girl. Your best bet is to be nice to her the whole trial, the whole leading up to the trial, and don't say anything at all because you a solid nigga. But you just snitched and told Kelsey that you fucked her friend Meg. You got snitching in you, but you so gangster, you know what I'm saying? Who cares if I lose all my money and paying these lawyers millions of fucking dollars and I go broke and my son don't have anything? I destroyed his whole life because what matters is my balls are so big, I'm not going to tell him that Kelsey did it. You think that shit is plausible when you already have your mind made up. But the reality is he shot Meg. That's why. He shot her, dude. What's up, Queen Common Sense? I ain't seen you in a minute, boo-boo.
Stick to the facts here. Or are we going to try to make side jokes? The point is that rappers cannot sit there and snitch, bro.
He's like, no enough.
Like what the?
Yo, this guy isn't qualified to talk about the culture or anything like that, bro. Dude, your facts, bro, are non-existent, bro.
Like you're deflecting crazy. You're just deflecting. I'm telling you why it's
I
not
asked you a simple
probable.
question, and nobody was able to answer this question.
I answered it.
It's a super simple question. It's so
Tory
direct.
cannot
Why
incriminate.
did Kelsey text 911? Tory shot Megan. If that's not the case, it's 3v1 now. By the way, holy fuck!
I'll answer that question, but I'm going to just assume that because you diverted, you basically like you bowed out of that other point.
I mean, you can assume whatever you want to, but just give me the answer. I just want to know. I'm like genuinely interested in your perspective.
Now I'll answer that question, but I really could just ask a question to answer, but I'll just answer myself. If I was the best friend of someone who just got in a drunken fight and I unfortunately shot at my best friend, okay, she got hurt. If I'm the closest person to her team, you think I'm going to text her team, hey, I shot Meg? Come on now. Would you text that?
So in that situation, you think a text message is necessary, right? Like you're saying that the text message is necessary. She's belligerent enough to fucking grab a gun, shoot Megan Thee Stallion, but then also somehow has it all together. I guess like the adrenaline kicked in and all of a sudden she's just like remembered the consequences of her actions and decided to very cleverly and devilishly text this ruse, even though Tory Lanez on Instagram comments has also said that Kelsey had not shot Megan Thee Stallion. And it like, so clearly like no one has said Kelsey shot Megan Thee Stallion. That has never even been brought up except for the blogosphere.
Are we going to hold what Tory said on Instagram, which we don't even know if that's him controlling his page? We're going to hold him liable for that, but we can't hold Meg liable for saying out of her own mouth a different story 5 times.
Well, I mean, it was used. It was used, from what I understand, when an LAPD detective Warren Eberhard took the stand to testify that Tory Lanez's verified IG account once commented on a theory that Kelsey was the shooter, saying that's not true.
Okay, perfect. I'm glad you said that. Now, this incident happened 2 years ago. They asked that same detective, when did you see that message? Did you check the IP address of where it came from? Because you know, you could have an Instagram account and somebody could access it from Zimbabwe. Somebody could access it from Costa Rica.
So you think a hacking happened? That's why Tory Lanez, or you think Tory Lanez's so Tory Lanez's interns are fighting against Tory Lanez is what you're saying? Mid-trial, when Mo went live, Tory Lanez's Instagram joined the live. You think Tory's in court joining live? He has people. No, I don't. But do you think someone with access to Tory's? Why is someone with access to Tory Lanez's Instagram account defending defending Kelsey?
Here's my point. I'm not saying you can't use that as some type of proof, but number one, you saw it a week ago before trial when you had 2 years to see it, right? Number two, you made no fucking effort to try to at least go out of your way to prove that he actual one that posted it.
Well, to be fair, I don't think they needed that because ultimately it wasn't Kelsey that was on trial. It was Tory Lanez on trial because, again, going back to the main thing, the 5 points that the prosecution laid out was pretty open and shut. Oftentimes, cops.
Has anybody on the jury stated why they voted the way they? Has any juror released a statement yet? I'd be interested because they're arguing what they feel in the juror's head after a verdict is given. You know, I don't think that what they're talking about now, like with the tweet or whatever, the post that was put up, I don't think that really mattered to the jurors. I don't think that's something that they considered.
Not very good
No,
at their
it's not.
jobs. Okay.
No, it's not.
I can't talk about feds. I don't know how Myron was, but clearly he wasn't that good because now he's doing a fucking PUA podcast.
Somebody said they don't think that he intentionally shot at her. Right? Nah, there's like, unless he was in some Chris Brown fit of rage, because Chris Brown to beat Rihanna like that, like, and y'all going to a award show, like, nigga, what the fuck? She fell? You know, you say you had a car wreck? You are in serious trouble. You went blacked out crazy, my nigga. So, like, unless he went blacked out crazy, I think he the type of flossing nigga that he was trying to do like Harlem Nights. You shoot at the ground by somebody's foot or whatever. That's what I think. I don't think he like, I don't think you can wrestle with another woman for a gun and shots are fired straight towards any direction, right? I don't know. I've seen him do some crazy shit and overreact in situations. He has that's a part of his personality. Why do some people feel like they gotta yell in the mic? I know, right, Queen? Fresh hair makes me mad. Like, damn nigga, go bald. I know, right? I don't know why people are afraid to go bald. You look younger when it's all even all around instead of having them fucking bald spots.
Yes. However, okay.
You have to run for like.
However,
You're gonna attack the arguments, or you're gonna just attack the
This is one
person?
of the
That's
instances
all you
where
do.
it literally
That's all you
does
do.
seem like they had a lot of evidence, right? Like, I mean, holy shit, they had the witness who survived.
Petition more than you, brother. You gotta run for office. Like the way you're able to duck out of
What
shit.
do you mean? There's
I'm going to the
That
fist
Tory is
fight.
guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. So that's ambiguous. It isn't clear. Then on top of that, we got gunshot residue, not only on Tory, but we have it on Kelsey as well. Not to mention that Kelsey and Meg Thee Stallion got in a full-on fledged fist fight prior to the shots going off. That is a fact that's been confirmed by Kelsey, and it got confirmed by Sean Kelly. Kelsey downplayed and said it was just a bump. However, they were 100% fist fighting to the point.
Listen to how people trick y'all. Listen to how people trick y'all. This man literally just said Kelsey 100% confirmed they got into an all-out fist fight. And then the next sentence he turns around and says, Kelsey said they bumped each other, but they were 100% fighting. So he just he just killed his first fucking statement being biased and then asserted that it's true. But when you talk that fast and people already have a biasness, he sounds smart to motherfuckers like that. Like, I just heard the nigga debate himself in 3 seconds. There was no confirmed fist fight. That is a fact. There is no confirmed, I'm choosing my words carefully, fist fight. I watch about 3 lawyers on here. Now, lawyers got their own channels. They break this down. And they did plenty of cases where a gun went off. If people are in the car, there's going to be gun residue on everybody. On everybody. One of the attorneys, he kind of gangster because he showed a gun on YouTube. I ain't used to nobody showing a gun on YouTube. He showed how it's going to come from the front once the bullet is dejected, and it's going to come from the back as well too. And he showed how the cloud goes up and it's going to be on everybody. So that makes sense.
Where a pendant was found on the floor.
Yeah, we already
and
talked about
a
Sean
nail.
Kelly's testimony being inconsistent. I don't know if you were there for that, but
Yes, but here's the
did
thing.
he wake
Kelsey
up
also
to gunshots, or was he just like?
Facts, Polo. Polo said, bro, the cop said he pulled Tory out of a car, then found a warm gun where Tory was. That's what I'm saying. The jurors are listening to all this shit, but you looking at a world of biasness from people who are big, like Fresh and Fit and DJ Academics. Tory found a warm gun where Tory was. Actually an easy case if you follow look at real evidence, not hearsay. Facts. Shout out to my boy Polo Carleone up in it, bit.
Fair
parked
enough.
on the fucking street, just watching the
Fair
street for
enough.
no reason, and
But
then
Kelsey
happened to be a scuffle
also
there.
admitted they fought, though.
Mhm.
So that's what solidifies it. Kelsey also admits they fought. She downplayed and said it was just a bump, but the evidence shows
Okay, what other evidence? This how niggas lie to y'all. Kelsey, he just said it twice. Kelsey said they fought. She downplayed, said it bumped, but there's evidence to show there was a fight. What evidence? The injury to Megan is on her feet that came from bullet fragments. We know for a fact she got shot. Not that she was in some big ass fight that you're forcing hard as hell to get people to believe.
otherwise. Your nail and everything. If someone just bumped you, your nail wouldn't fall off and your pendant. They were full on fist fighting.
I mean,
He said if someone bumped you, your nail wouldn't fall off. Maybe her nail fell off when she got shot in the fucking foot and fell. You ever tried that, you eagle-looking ass nigga?
look, I don't know the exact details. You know,
That's the
I mean,
problem. You don't
look,
know the details and you're talking. That's the problem.
Yo, Hassan.
well, ultimately, I know
You're out of your wheelhouse here.
A woman was shot in the foot. This is fact. Fact. Fell on the ground. And he wants to contribute her nail falling down to a fight that he has no evidence of, that no one confirmed.
Son,
discussed in the
respectfully,
court
with all due
case, and I
respect, you're out of your
know that
wheelhouse
there was
here.
enough evidence.
You're out of your wheelhouse here.
Look, you can say that all you want, but it doesn't seem like it, especially with this 3v1 situation. And you guys still look really silly. Ultimately,
What if I
they
said
might
that's
be
silly?
saying something different.
The eyewitness did not confirm that two females were fist fighting before the shooting. The eyewitness also confirmed that Tory was shooting. Y'all motherfuckers be picking and choosing what you want to believe.
In your chat right now, but you know,
What is silly?
outside of your hug box, I
what is
doubt
silly?
that is
Give me
what's
life
What
going
is
on.
silly
on.
about what I
But
said?
having said
What
that,
I said that's silly.
Having said that, how is this your wheelhouse? I do not know. I mean, you're a Fed and you don't even fucking understand how the Fifth Amendment works. So maybe that's good that you're no longer a Fed, probably.
Here's the thing, bro. The Fifth Amendment only works if you are going to incriminate yourself.
Court case,
and
dog. What
there's-
the fuck are you talking about?
No.
There's literally
You need reasonable expectation that you can be culpable criminally to be able to assert the Fifth. Because if that was the case, right? If that was the case, then everyone would just be like, "Oh, I'm just going to stay silent," and no one would talk in court.
Facts.
Dude, I'm
You
losing
can't use
my
the Fifth
mind.
Amendment,
If
dude.
the Fifth
You cannot
Amendment
use the
worked in
Fifth
the way
Amendment
that,
as a
dude,
blanket
I know
protection.
you have like cop
cannot.
brain, right? Because you're like you can't get out of the cop situation.
Oh,
But if
yeah,
the Fifth Amendment worked that way, it would literally imply that everyone who
Wait,
pleads the Fifth would be
wait.
guilty.
Yeah,
It would ruin the Fifth Amendment.
Hassan, real quick, and because I noticed you do this a lot. Like you throw mad ad hominem attacks. Like I think he's getting straight at
Academics is correct. Hasanabi is throwing mad ad hominem attacks. But what I don't like about this biasness is that all of them have been throwing ad hominem attacks at each other. Especially fresh, and then I skipped over parts. He don't call him Hassan, he called him Lasan or whatever, some name, some other YouTube creator put him down. They all are engaging, but everybody is on one side versus Hasanabi. Everybody's on one, so he's only going to call out when he do it because he don't want to call out when the people who agree with him do it. They all are using ad hominem attacks.
at least on mine. He's getting straight at whatever.
Okay, bro, it's 3v1. I'm starting to lose it a little bit. I was
Hold on,
respectful in the beginning, but goddamn, dude.
I've been respectful with you. I haven't attacked you personally one time.
Also, your fucking 40-year-old co-host called me Lazan like he's a fucking child.
Bro,
Come on, don't talk to me
You're
about
making fun of
ad-homs
a
right now.
federal agent, bro. How old are you? 12? Nigga, he's serving our country. You making fun of him? You're lame, bro. Dead ass. So you making fun? Oh, Lasan, nigga, that's your fucking name. Lasan.
You can make fun of someone. You're making fun of him. He served our country. I served our country. Motherfuckers talk shit to me all the time. Be a grown ass man. Like that's some weak shit. Y'all motherfuckers supposed to be alpha males and shit. He served our country. You an alpha male, my nigga?
Son, you're a bum, bro.
You served our country.
You don't even know,
Thank
bro.
you.
No weak ass.
The point I'm trying to make here, Hassan, is that
Thank you for serving
here's
our
the thing.
country, sir.
here's the thing, Hassan.
Thank you.
I've actually
The point
investigated
of
criminal
right?
cases. I've
You're
debriefed witnesses. I've been in federal court several times. I've testified hundreds of times. I have more experience
And you
in this
still
than
don't
you
understand
do.
the Fifth Amendment? That's crazy to me. Like, that is actually
bro,
crazy.
You don't understand the Fifth Amendment.
Facts.
I'm just so done with them arguing about the Fifth Amendment. I'm just not even listening no more. Both of them was wrong about it. Both of them was right about it, depending on what part you're talking about. Queen Common Sense says, also after the incident with Morgan, Tory sucker punched August Alsina, or whatever his name is, for not shaking his hand backstage at the venue. Tory is a violent toddler temper tantrums. I'd say that Queen Common Sense is mighty correct. For this is going to hurt him in the sentencing phases. January the 27th, while you could not mention the August Alsina incident in the court case, you can mention it during sentencing, that he was free to go about his business to make his money in our beautiful country as they put him on tour, even with pending charges after shooting at a black woman. With him giving his freedom, he decided to sucker punch someone who simply didn't want to shake his hand. And the only people who had evidence of this encounter was Tory Lane and his bodyguards, and somehow it went to DJ Academics, and somehow I got online to brag. These little incidences matches the brain of somebody who would say dance bitch and shoot a goddamn woman, who would even pull a gun out to show it at another fucking woman. Y'all, somebody said it best. I forget what YouTuber said it, but it was like, even when y'all got this imaginary gender war, male versus female, you sit around with niggas all day and talk about girls, like that's just the weakest shit I've ever heard of. Like, even when you do that, why is Tory Lanez your hill to die on? Why?
You cannot randomly assert the Fifth Amendment unless you have reasonable expectation that those statements that you're about to give can incriminate you. It is the same exact reason why Gunna will not be able to use the Fifth Amendment privilege in his case.
Gunna. This is unrelated. You can literally.
I'm using it as an example.
Regardless, okay, you can plead the Fifth regardless. It is the law. Okay, it is.
You could plead the Fifth, but there are going to be consequences. You could be held. You can be held in contempt of court. You can be. There's issues that could arise from that if you don't act. If there's no reasonable expectation that those things can be used against you. That's what I'm trying to say, bro.
I know what you're trying to say, but you're wrong. And I told you that there is a Supreme Court case on this exact issue that you're talking about. It does. I also literally gave you the exact reason as to why it doesn't work that way. Because if it worked that way, then everyone would just assume you're guilty all the time, every single time you pled the Fifth, which would literally destroy the Fifth Amendment.
I like that Myron makes attempts to stick to what he believes are facts, even though I see through some of the bullshit. But like, I don't think Myron hasn't really said anything personal. Myron believes he can debate. You know what I'm saying? He's probably the least emotional out of the four guys on here, but he still say wrong shit. It's just he comes across as more believable with his wrong shit.
In general.
Hassan, that wasn't his point, and even when I said that wasn't my point, right? It's, of course, pleading the Fifth Amendment.
No, because you're inferring that she is guilty, and you're also adding additional reasons as to why she might be guilty. You're speculating why she might be guilty, and saying that that's enough for reasonable doubt. Of course, it's not enough for reasonable doubt. She already gave her original testimony.
I know me in particular said that by pleading the Fifth, you could infer that that person believes that maybe something they could say could be used to prosecute them.
I know, but the jury cannot deliberate off of that. They can't make inferences in the same way that you are currently. Okay. So if you want to tell your audience, you want to educate your audience on how it actually works, instead of listening to Myron and his assessment of the matter, the reality is that when someone pleads the Fifth, you cannot assume that they are possibly guilty. The shooting attempt.
I skipped to the part where Meg is still not credible because she lied. Let's hear this.
Meg is not credible, Hassan.
I was shot by this
Megan is
person.
not credible, though.
But that's crazy. How can you say that?
Okay. She's lied. She's given. Hold on, Hassan.
Can you explain to me?
I will.
No.
I will.
I'll explain it to you right now. I want you to say
I'll explain it to you right now.
The victim is not credible when she is able to survive the shooting and offer testimony.
I'll tell you why
That's
right now.
Crazy.
I will tell you why right now. she gave conflicting information on her Instagram lives with the Gail Knight interview versus what she testified to. On top of that, the prosecution gave a different story on opening statements than she did when she was on the stand, bro. That's what I'm trying to say. Meg is not credible. She openly lied about her sexual past.
Within what the process.
All right. So it don't matter because they're not lawyers, but I would be concerned if they were lawyers, because any lawyer is going to tell you. Now, they're going to exploit it. That's their job. You motherfucking lie and exploit it. I'm going to use my knowledge to make 12 people feel like don't listen to nothing that motherfucker said. They lie here, they'll lie here. That's their job. That's the job of a lawyer. But I'm going to say this one more time. Jurors are human beings. Jurors are human beings. A human being, if you can justify and make them believe and you come across credible when they're watching you, why you lied. They asked Megan, why did you say you didn't have sex with him if you did? And I don't know if her lawyers told her to say it or if Megan was coming from her heart, but that was the most powerful shit in the whole case when she said, I don't know who on the jury I ain't see, but I knew that shit landed. I know when a bar land. If that was a battle rap verse, that's when the crowd go, oh, when Meg Thee Stallion said, I felt horrible to know that somebody I gave my body to shot at me. That's like when Tay-Rock battled Hitman Holler and he was like, another cut and another cut. Some like the seatbelt won't buckle up and the crowd went crazy. Why that shit landed, bruh. When I heard that she said that. So jurors are human beings. Meg lied. And Meg gave something that 12 human beings could feel and understand. How many of you guys have seen the movie A Time to Kill? It's fiction, but the emotions from the writer when he wrote that. This nigga is guilty. Samuel L. Jackson guilty. The nigga laid in the courtroom and shot these motherfuckers up. But he made them 12 jurors feel it. Close your eyes. Paint the whole story. And then he said, now imagine she white. They didn't give a fuck about nothing. They let that nigga go innocent. Because jurors are human beings. Myron, because he's used to debating, he's going about it like robots. She lied here, so she can't be believed. Yet she can be believed. I can prove to you she can believe because Tory was found fucking guilty. So she can be believed. You talking about some shit that already happened. She was believed. That's what I'm saying. It don't matter because they not lawyers. It would be bad if they was lawyers because if you really believe this robotic shit, then you're going to not be capable to always get your client off and offer the best defense for them. Your best defense is to relate to the 12 jurors that you had a hand in picking and understand how their brain works. Why you think that they have different kind of attorneys? They have attorneys that specializes in picking jurors. They have attorneys that can sit up and tell you what's possible that a single woman could think on a juror as opposed to a young black man and what he may think. They know these things. They're looking at emotions because they're not fucking robots, my nigga. I would wash all these niggas in the debate. Easy. That's not.
Prosecution said and what Megan Thee Stallion said.
I will cover that here in a
Not
second because I have it in my
Instagram lies and
notes.
shit.
But let me tell you that don't worry, I already took notes because unlike you, I actually watched this case and I know the details. You don't. So here's the difference.
I would. Go ahead. Well, if I
So-
don't know any of the details of the case, why does it still look like you're having a hard time fucking convincing anyone of what happened? Other
the
than
chat
saying,
is, the
woman
chat is
wrong,
watching right
woman
now.
crazy. She was emotional, but also somehow Kelsey, also being a woman, may or may not have shot.
Yeah, my bad. As a long-term commentator on battle rap, I have to clarify. That was versus Hitman Holler. I'm sorry, I said it again. It was versus Hollow the Dunn. My bad. Hollow the Dunn, not Hitman Holler. Oh shit, I'm just smacking shit all around. I'm just used to smacking somebody. Yo. Exit full screen. Okay, let me go back.
Megan Thee Stallion, but also had the wherewithal in that moment to like fucking turn around and text 911. Tory shot Meg.
To her bodyguard. To Meg's bodyguard, yes. To Meg's bodyguard, she sent that.
Yeah. Okay. So
So-
why did she say that?
Dude, there could be a multitude of reasons as to why she would say that. Maybe she was criminally culpable and wanted to point the finger at someone else.
She was hysterical enough and drunk enough to shoot Megan Thee Stallion off of like some random bullshit, okay? Because like you say, or at least academics said that it was random bullshit. Like Tory Lanez would never shoot Megan Thee Stallion over like being called short or being called not popping.
We'll talk about this in a second. First, let's talk about how Meg is not credible, okay? Meg is not credible because she omitted a critical factor, right, on a public interview, which the reason how she got on a public television interview in the middle of a criminal case is beyond me. But the point is that she said, I did not have a sexual relationship with Tory Lanez. Then she gets on the stand and she admits she did have a sexual relationship with Tory Lanez.
Wait,
she lied.
Yeah, that's first of all, yeah, of course. That's
again, a jury is not a robot. Your job is still there. So the prosecution doesn't quit and go home because Megan lied. The prosecution has to find a way to connect to 12 jurors. Again, I don't know if they told her to say it or if that's just how Meg felt. But the words she said was their way out of the lie, and it worked. So she was, in fact, credible. And I ain't even talking about these strangers who I don't know. I'm talking about me on the jury. If I sit up there and I'm like, here's a tape, yeah, you lied, and then you come up here, y'all didn't do it. I'm waiting. I want to hear what she has to say. It would have been more damaging if Meg didn't come on and say that. But it helped Meg out because if I'm sitting on the jury, I want to know why you lied. And you supply to me why you lied. And I believe it. I think it's stupid to lie if you had sex with someone because the world we live in, there's text messages, all kind of shit out here that can show that you had sex with someone. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would have to know 100% what's not in this person's phone or no record in there for me to put myself in a situation like that. To me, it just would have been easier to just say that I had sex with the person. But ultimately, for me, she lucked up. It didn't matter. They still believed it.
Fucking embarrassing for her to.
But that's important.
That doesn't make her inconsistent in regards to whether or not she got shot, bro. What the fuck?
It absolutely is an important fact. However, because
what?
Yes,
that's insane.
All right, are you gonna let me finish?
This is a
or are you just
private
gonna react
affair that she
emotionally?
probably felt fucking really embarrassed by because she fucked the dude who was like 5'2" and shot her.
Okay, the point here, bro, is
Who
that
wasn't even
the argument stemmed.
If she
from
fucked
Tory
Drake, she'd
Lanez,
probably talk about it all the time, but she fucked Tory Lanez.
Let me finish my point. The reason why that is material is because when Tory Lanez exposed Meg for having sex with not only him, but Kelsey, and he exposed the
not
fact
an expose.
that
what you're talking about is like TMZ shit while you're talking about a fucking criminal
that's
court
the
case.
entire
Like,
reason they fought, dude. I'm trying to explain that to you. It is an important factor.
But
she lied about that.
Victim.
There's no proof that they fought. But like, even if two women fought because they fucking the same guy, that's some normal shit, man. That happens all the time. Or or two guys fighting over a fucking girl that they both fuck. Like that shit that happens. But we not on trial to see who swung on somebody. Like, we on trial to see who shot a woman in the fucking foot.
You're literally talking about a victim and making it seem as though the victim is like the actual criminal. She's not on trial, bro.
The
What the
still
fuck?
has a responsibility to be truthful.
Whether she fucked Tory Lanez or not.
The victim must be
the sequence of events that lead up to a shooting does not matter.
Bro, of course the events that lead up to a shooting matter, but it is fucking insane that you think this is a good case. Of course Tory Lanez went to jail.
Hassan, you're being emotional right now.
You think that that's a good enough defense.
Hassan, you're being emotional right now. Let me finish my point before you go crazy and just react.
The media, okay, is completely irrelevant, especially because it does not pertain to the one-to-one immediate fucking back and forth that occurred that night. Okay, it's not like she fucking lied about she ever said like Kelsey actually shot me and then went back. If she had said that, then you have something. But her saying I never fucked Tory Lanez, he's 5'2" and he's got no fucking hits since 2016, that's irrelevant. That's not relevant to the subject matter at all. But I know you want to make it relevant to the subject matter,
though.
But she didn't actually lie about any of the fucking information. The first time she actually made a statement, okay, to the cops was still to defend Tory Lanez, to say that she stepped on glass. even though that was not the case.
That was a lie too.
You get that, right?
Yeah, that was a lie
You
as
get
well.
that. Yeah, of course. That was. And she admitted that. She admitted she lied.
So what you're missing here is that when
That
you
is
lie,
more relevant. That
that
is more relevant
hurts-
to the case
No,
originally.
her credibility
But it
is
doesn't matter
relevant.
because she also
lied
because she
multiple
also
times.
mentioned why she did that. She also mentioned why she did that. Ultimately, it doesn't matter though, because if she's lying about that, if she's originally defending Tory Lanez, right? If she's originally defending Tory Lanez, okay, why did she turn around and blame Tory Lanez afterwards? What do you think happened there? Do you think it was because a criminal investigation was launched and then she had to fucking tell the truth, despite the fact that knowing full well that there would be dudes like you that will come after?
And also, too, you know, when a doctor puts on the paperwork that they did find actual bullet fragments, anytime you go to the hospital with any kind of gunshot wound, it's going to automatically launch an investigation. So, like, you're going to have to cough up this glass shit you're lying about. She was trying to protect somebody. You can't go with this glass shit. And if you see the picture of her foot, unless it's the goddamn glass that Van Damme wrapped his gloves in and goddamn kickbox. I don't know no glass that can leave wounds like that deep in your foot. It looked like her foot looked like somebody took a chimney poker and just stabbed that bitch like 3 times. There's no way that can be glass. There's no way that can be glass, man. So, you know, like you're gonna be stuck in the corner, like, hey, yo, my nigga, cough this shit up, my nigga. We ain't see no Colt 45 bottles and then laying around. What the fuck happened? These are bullet fragments. What happened? These are bullet fragments, Meg. And we see a goddamn neon green handgun in the front seat with a little midget guy was sitting there that was warm. What the fuck happened? She didn't have no choice at that point.
After her and be like, oh, she's a fucking liar, even though she got shot. Did she even actually get shot? Who knows? You know, yada yada
There's
yada.
a charger in the bottom.
Like, here's the thing, bro.
Probably
floating.
she didn't want to
on
rock the boat.
charger.
She wants to do PR. She's popping off.
The
She
charger in
doesn't
the
want
bottom of the
this
phone,
kind of
so it's
fucking
like
attention,
floating.
which she admitted time and time again. She
That
didn't
does
want
not
this kind
absolve
attention
her of her
because she knew it was
What am I
gonna
saying,
get
Bobby?
fucked
to
over.
be truthful. That does not absolve her of her responsibility to be truthful, especially when she is the
What did my
prosecution's
son get me for
witness.
Christmas?
Wait,
She shouldn't have
okay,
given all
okay.
these
Can I ask
interviews,
you a question?
etc.
I have another question for you.
Her credibility
Is
very
Megan
important,
Thee
and she
Stallion a
lost it.
rapper?
Yes, she is a rapper.
Okay, maybe she wanted to fucking tell, you know, maybe she didn't want to snitch because she's
What's
a
up,
rapper, just like
clean
you
black
said Tory
snitch?
Lanez didn't want to snitch because he's a rapper. I think one is more valid than the other.
No, she already snitched.
She already snitched. What are you talking about?
It's too late. She already snitched.
And,
Yeah,
and
I'm
female
saying
rappers
originally
are not
she was
held
like,
to the
I
same
don't wanna
standard.
snitch 'cause I'm a
Female
Tory snitched, according to y'all. Tory snitched. Y'all theory is Tory snitched and told Kelsey that he fucked Meg, and then they got mad. So, are we doing selective snitching here? He snitched, right?
rappers are not held to the
That's
same
probably
street
why.
ethics and codes that male rappers are. Nice try, though.
Oh shit, dude. Yeah, that makes sense. That's just male rapper code. Okay, got it.
Yes.
Bro, come on. You argue like a 14-year-old Myron. Like, what do you mean? Oh, in my worldview, only male rappers have that snitch code. So there's a double standard there. Like,
This
come
is
on.
facts,
God
bro.
this
has
is facts.
practiced the stick so good.
Come
This is
on,
facts.
dude. I mean, come on.
Here, hold on.
I'm skipping to the part that says who shot Meg. Let's see what they argue about.
She never seen who pulled the trigger, and everybody else other testimony.
That's
and
not true. That's not true. She testified. That's
Let me
not true.
finish.
She testified
She
that
never
she
said
turned
she's-
around.
Hold on, no. She never said she's seen who pulled the trigger. She said right.
She literally turned around. She said, I turned my upper body around and saw
She never seen,
Tory Lanez shooting.
no. She never seen
Hold on, let me let him finish. This shit funny to me.
the trigger being pulled. She said she heard dance, bitch, dance. She looked over her shoulder. She seen Tory. Then she turned back around. I'll lock $1,000. We can lock on it. She never actually seen. So obviously, by circumstantial evidence, you'd assume it is Tory. However,
Boy, the truth looked like a goddamn sugar daddy right now. It's so stretched. You ever stretch the sugar daddy piece of candy? They stretching that motherfucker out. Nigga said Meg turned, not her feet, turned her body, saw Tory with the gun and shit right there, turned back around, pow, pow, pow. So I guess, you know what I'm saying? When Meg did the little shoulder shrug, Kelsey came out of that bitch. Give it up now, little nigga. Snatched the gun out of his hand, blasted that shit back, gave it to him in the front seat so he can hide it. Get the fuck.
Going back to her state of mind and not remembering, though, according to the GSR report, Tori, if the gunfire happened at that moment, Tori had to be right next to Kelsey. They asked her, did you see, when you turned your back and you heard that, did you see Kelsey anywhere near there? She said, never seen Kelsey. Kelsey was nowhere in the vicinity, right?
Can you tell me, by the way, I already told you what happened in that regard. Megan Thee Stallion also said that she had turned around after hearing the voices. Also, Kelsey said she turned around as well. But listen, I have another question for you, but like,
so you're doing the thing again.
Nah, bro. Frank Castle,
no, because we already, this is literally addressed in the court. Like, we're in a loop now. I'm trying to move the conversation along as best as possible. I'm trying to move the conversation along as quickly as possible because there's one additional thing.
This is what
you said he made jail. You said he made phone calls from jail.
Yo, you said something that was obviously false. I am holding you to the fire saying that is false. You know what you do? Let's move to another point.
Exactly. Wait. Okay, we can go back to that. What is it here? Go ahead. Sorry, you're right. I will have this conversation again.
She testified under oath that she believes Tori shot her, right? Because she saw him with the gun. She didn't see when he pulled the trigger. She saw him with the gun before the
She also did say that she turned around, like she was walking away from them, but when she heard noises, she did turn her upper body around. She did say that. She said that in court.
Hold on.
In her testimony.
The same thing I am, but you're trying to twist it in your way. Yes, she.
Wait, what do you mean? No, she turned.
Hold on. We don't care what.
Let's just find the quote. Let's just find the quote.
Bitch dance. If she heard, listen, gallop, bitch, gallop. If she heard whatever, did she see the bullets coming out of that gun? Was her eyes locked with the shooter? No. She said she saw Tori with the gun.
Bro, that's crazy. Okay, that's an insane. So what happened? Tory Lanez is a fucking acrobat, and like he grabbed the gun out of Kelsey's hand in the fucking 5 seconds. Yeah, of course, dude. You know how fast bullets travel? It's kind of the whole point.
Okay, so you're now doing the theatrics.
Wait, no, of course, because I'm a normal human being with a normal human being brain. Obviously, when she says I turned around, I saw Tori with the gun. That's immediate.
Y'all know when people say optics, we're not going by what's real. Optics mean how something looks. I just thought about this, how it looks. We got 3 black men going against a black woman and 1 white dude defending her. Again, pay attention to my words carefully. I said optics. I'm not blaming nobody, accusing them. You got 3 black men. And remember, we talked about this. Like you don't see other people putting down their own women. You don't see a bunch of Italians coming at an Italian woman. You don't see a bunch of Irish people coming at an Irish woman. Like the biggest onslaught against Meg Thee Stallion has been black men. And here we got 3 people. Actually, I'm wrong. Wait, hold on. 1, 2. Yeah. No, yeah, we got 3 people against 1 black woman. Just saying.
Immediately after, immediately after she got shot.
All right, so let me give you why that's relevant. Are you gonna let me make this point?
Okay, I want to hear this. Yes, I want to hear why this is relevant.
Once again, it goes back to her intoxication and her not remembering what happened. According to her, there was no there was a witness that testified that she got out of the car and she walked towards the passenger side. I forget on which side, but that's also in line with Sean Kelly, who said there was a fight. She claims she doesn't remember that. She only remembers walking away, then hearing Dance Bitch Dance. The reason why I'm saying that, I'm not saying that she's just blatantly lied about that. I'm saying because her memory's now in question.
And I want to make it clear for people who don't know the history. DJ Academics has hated Meg Thee Stallion for years. They got in some scuff. She said something to him personally. And if you know DJ Academics, once you say one bad thing about him, he never, ever lets it go. He comes at you forever. Starts a beef, it never, ever ends. Countless hours drunk, streaming. He wanted Tory to be found not guilty so bad. He was already doing his victory dance. He was coming at Megan at any chance he could. from their personal gripe that they had before this shit happened.
Because of how inebriated she's at. Keep in mind, they also said, well, if you turned around,
Yeah, but it literally still like straight up fucking is corroborated by Kelsey's testimony originally. And you can't undermine it by claiming
Her
she pleaded
original
the
testimony,
fifth.
yo, Hassan, her
Actually-
original testimony does not matter. You keep trying
Yes,
to
it
go
does.
ahead
You
off
can't
of the
just say it
police
doesn't
interview.
matter. Of course
She
it
admitted,
matters.
yo, Hassan, here are the facts, okay? She went in, she gave the police a statement in September of 2022, 2 years after the fact, and she went ahead and implicated Tory as the shooter. She went and corroborated a lot of Meg's story and said all this stuff to pin it on Tory. She gets on the stand, switches her story, says straight up, I lied. And then they asked, why did you lie? And she says, because to protect myself. And she kept
No, she
repeating.
never said
Pay attention to people's words and then look at the evidence. This whole time we've been talking, didn't it show that she said a lot about certain things? And the only thing that he confirmed that she said that she lied about was what? The bribe money to hush her, right? But if you just listen to this rant he just said, he came back to just say the generic statement as if this is how people talk really, really fast. This shit happens a lot in relationships. They talk really, really fast, and you don't catch them. You be gaslit. They're gonna say some shit that ain't even fucking true. She never said she lied about saying that he shot her. But if you listen to Myron right now and you wasn't paying attention to the case, you think that he's telling the truth when he's actually contradicting what he said earlier.
like
To
straight
protect
up I
myself.
lied. When you say that, you're making it seem like every part of her testimony was incorrect.
Mhm.
which
She
got
said she
immunity to
lied in the
clarify
interview.
for and still refused to do so.
No,
so
bro.
you're
She openly said,
you're playing-
I lied in that interview earlier with the police. There were lies in
I
it.
know, but there's
Then
multiple facets to that
asked her.
conversation.
Then they
She's not
asked her.
directly pinpointing a singular piece of information that she said was incorrect.
Yo,
Okay.
do you realize how ridiculous you sound if someone is
So
saying
of course,
that they lied?
because
You know,
okay,
someone said
if
they
someone
lied.
says,
Hold
you
on.
know,
Said they
apples
lied.
are red,
Wait,
okay,
no.
and then they say the sky is green in that
Wait.
interview, okay, and then they turn around and testify and say, actually,
Admitting-
I lied about that interview. Does that mean apples are not red?
Oh, you don't get what I'm saying. If I said I lied
You saw
about
me,
something,
didn't you?
no matter what I lied about,
And she
You
didn't even
don't-
say
Yeah,
she
yeah,
lied
yeah.
about something. She said that it was inconsistent with
even if okay, let's go with that. You don't think that you don't think your credibility is now in doubt, brother? You still think that that's a credible thing? You have
Mr. DJ Academics, you are correct. Someone lies, their credibility is in fact in doubt. But it's not the end all, be all. You can come back from that by being believable in your excuse of why you made certain decisions that you made. That's what happened in this case. And your butt hurt because Tory didn't win and you just knew for 100% that he was going to win.
She said she was not 100% truthful and was given immunity so she could clarify her statements, which she refused to do.
They're drunk, I bet.
She did
Yeah,
not
this
do
was
that.
pretty late
She
at night.
also
This
said she
this was the
is
night that
currently
he was found
under like
guilty.
a lot of pressure, which is understandable, and ultimately did not reveal any additional information. But she had the opportunity to say what she lied about and change her testimony, which she did not do. So, of course, ultimately they used her original testimony. Okay,
Which is incredible because she said that she lied and it wasn't true. Like, bro,
No,
you're
that-
missing.
that
You
can't-
don't
but you
understand.
No, she did not say that. She did not say, I lie, and Tory did not shoot Meg. You were fucking lying, Myron. You gonna lie and look like an eagle. You gotta get one of them bitches up, bro.
Can't use that. It doesn't work
And
like
then when they
that. This is
asked
like
her-
evidence
and
that
then-
has been gathered. You know, you've built cases before, right? Like this is evidence that's been gathered. You can't just be like, okay, well, I guess we just throw the whole case away. Like that's not how this works.
Facts.
Bro,
I mean, come on, that's not how this
Facts.
works.
It
at
is
all.
exactly
You know
how it
that.
works
You
because
know-
a witness's
from your own
credibility
personal
is
experience,
everything.
You know that that's not
a
how this
witness's
works.
credibility is everything, Hassan.
Hey, that nigga do look like an eagle. And I know the definition of ad hominem. If I want to discredit his argument because he looked like an eagle, that's an ad hominem attack. If I just break down what he say and then moved away from that conversation, I said that nigga looked like an eagle. That's just a roast. That's not in that homonym attack. You can look like an eagle and make great points. Two separate things, my nigga.
Okay. And the other thing, too, we could talk about the witnesses not being credible. We could talk about the lead detective being under investigation, having giglio issues, and being on admin leave. We could talk about how the police didn't properly secure the area and properly place evidence tags on all the bullet fragments and the blood, and they weren't able to get an actual trajectory, a path of how Megan walked. We could talk about how Kelsey was sitting in the back seat behind Megan. Megan was sitting in the front seat. Tori was sitting in the back left passenger seat behind the driver. How would he have had time to go ahead and run around the corner, grab the gun, say, yeah, dance, bitch, dance, and then actually shoot her when she was only walking for a few seconds?
Shot from the open door. He shot from the open door of the car.
She said he was standing.
Yo,
See,
I can't hear.
That's what I'm trying to.
I can't hear dance, bitch, dance. Like, it's just silly, man. That's silly. And then, like, when I hear shit like that, like the jury don't know anything about Tory violent thing unless they was in hip hop. And I don't think that the prosecutor or the defense would have chose somebody that's really into hip hop. But when this jury finds out during sentencing all the other shit that Tory did, they're gonna be happy that they found him guilty. When they present that Tory Lanez held up a phone and got his guys to beat the shit out of another guy because the guy wanted to have a lyrical challenge battle with him. Tory Lanez goes and does lyrical battles against people that are bigger than him. Tory Lanez is bigger than this small artist. So this small artist was doing what Tory Lanez do to other people to try to make a name for himself. Then Tory chased the nigga down the street, put the phone up, got his guys to beat him and punch him, jump on him, and then made him apologize on camera to prove that Tory is gangster. That, to me, is something a guy would do that would tell a girl, dance, bitch, dance, and shoot at her fucking foot. Tory goes and picks on August Alsina. The jury's gonna find out about this. They're about to hear this shit for sentencing. He put down August Alsina in a song. August Alsina feels this is my real life. So I'm gonna be mature about it. I don't want to fight nobody or nothing. I just don't want to speak to someone that put me down. So he sees Tory Lanez and walks right past him as Tory Lanez reaches out to try to shake his hand. He just walks past him. He should be in control of his own mind and body of who he chooses to speak to or not speak to. Due to him walking past Tory Lanez, what does he do? Tory Lanez gets all of his security guard, runs, chases him down, beats the shit out of him, covered all in blood, and posts the shit online. This sounds like a guy that'll tell a black woman, dance, bitch, dance, and shoot at her fucking feet. All this gangster shit he did is about to hit him in the ass when it comes to sentencing. And when the jurors see the kind of person they just found guilty, they're going to sleep better at night. Wow, he really did that. Yes, he really did that. You can go see August Alsina's face. It's on his Instagram. He posted it, told the story. And then that's why Tory was free until trial. But when he beat up August Alsina with his security guards, this court case put him on an ankle monitor and he was on house arrest. He couldn't leave his house due to what he did to August Alsina. Think about the mindset you got to have. Think about the mindset you got to have to know that you're awaiting trial for shooting a woman in the fucking foot. And you go and do this. The tour he was on with other people, they kicked him off the tour. The promoter came and told the story that Tory punched and beat up August Alsina for no fucking reason. So they removed him from the tour, lost that money, and then the courts found out what happened because this blew up online because no rational fucking person would post this shit online, but he gave it to DJ Academics. This is the human being that would do the shit he's accused of with the evidence pointing towards him.
I tell you, bro, there's holes all over the place where there's not necessarily a clear-cut situation. Also, there's discrepancy. Hassan, let me finish. There's discrepancy between what the prosecution said in the opening statements and Meg, and I'll go ahead and I'll read it for you because I went ahead and took some notes on this from before because I've covered
I have
this.
another question.
Let me finish my thing before you ask this question. Let me finish this before you ask the question.
Chelsea's testimony goes.
Let me finish this before
Chelsea's testimony goes. When
Dude,
Lane's,
are you serious? Let me finish my point before you ask your question.
You're trolling, bro.
I know,
I'm saying that there's a
I can't even get
discrepancy.
to this. There's like 2
because,
statements
bro,
now that I want to talk about.
Hey.
No, we're gonna get to this.
I let you speak.
Okay, go ahead.
I actually see the difference between me and you, Hassan, is that I listen to you speak and I understand it. That's why I'm able to refute your
go
points.
ahead. You're right.
You
I'm
don't do the
sorry.
same.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, please.
So the discrepancy is this. Prosecutor said that Kelsey went to Meg after being shot. Then when Tory ran up to try to attack her, Kelsey got in the middle, fought Tory off, and he grabbed her by the hair. That's why her nail broke and her pendant broke, right? That's what the prosecution said in opening statements.
Yes.
However, Meg said when she got shot, Tory and Kelsey came at her at the same time, and she didn't make any mention of them actually fighting. So that's a huge discrepancy there. Okay.
Well, that's not no, that is literally not a discrepancy. She not revealing that piece of information might be for any million different fucking reasons, given the adrenaline-packed circumstance and the fact that she turned around and saw who had the gun. If you're getting shot at and you see who has the fucking gun, who shot you with, okay, who you got shot with, the gun that you got shot with, then obviously, like, that's what you're hyper-focusing on, okay? That is totally understandable. That does not make her like a non-credible witness. This standard, if this standard was applied to every single court case, literally no one would get jailed for murder. I hope you understand that.
But you're missing the point here.
Situation
is that
the
it's not
only
clear
thing
cut,
that
Hassan.
would be
It's not
additional
clear
evidence
cut.
on this would be just video footage of Tory Lanez shooting Megan Thee Stallion, going dance, bitch, dance. And even then, I feel like you'd probably still defend it.
You're
Now,
missing the
having said
point
that,
here,
Going
Hassan.
back to what I was talking about,
It's not
there are two
conclusive,
instances
is my
that I want to
point.
mention, including the text message that Tory Lanez sent to Megan Thee Stallion. That was not actually a phone conversation from jail. That was a text message that Tory Lanez actually sent to Megan Thee Stallion saying, I apologize.
Yep.
I'm so sorry how things happen. I can't remember. It was not on a jail phone.
Yeah,
it was
you're
not
right. I saw
actually like a
those
snitch
texts.
situation.
Yeah.
And in that circumstance, you would absolutely say something like, oh, that's crazy. Like, I can't believe that shit happened, rather than saying, oh, I'm so sorry, Meg. I know.
He's absolutely right. You know, and that's what I was getting at earlier. Like, you wouldn't apologize for starting some argument in that passionately, because at this time it's too early to think of the lie that maybe somebody else did it. So you're afraid that, what weapons do I have to use? I need to let her, like, keep this shit quiet. The same thing that Chris Brown wanted, but there was no way that was going to happen. And yeah, you want to talk about his father, talking about Jay-Z and all of this stuff. I kind of hit it on this in another live that I did on this topic. He blaming the record label, Jay-Z. Like, use your head, people. You use your head. What's up? I can hear. You use your head. Like, where in Tory Lanez sales, the most he sold recently was the last one he just put out, because he used a salacious title. This dude is on trial for shooting a woman in the foot, and he just named his album called I'm Not Sorry. I'm Not Sorry? That's what you're gonna name your album. This shit is, oh my God, these jurors about to hear this shit in sentencing. And even using the drummer, he sold 25,000 units. Nobody was buying Tory albums. Like, how much? Like, you guys really think that Rock Nation, who do all these concert venues and they do all of these, they have sports, the agents for people in sports, football players, basketball players. You think that they're gonna go in here in this trial and somehow pay the prosecution to give them access to the jurors, or put how the fuck? These are 12 random people who heard this shit. Black Americans cannot afford to keep believing in dumb conspiracy theories. It makes us look dumb as fuck. We can't afford to keep doing this shit. It would only hurt us. You sit up there and you big up all these other fucking races and kiss everybody ass. but they don't do this stupid shit. Like, we can't afford to do shit like this, man. A conspiracy theory begins at the lack of evidence. That's the birthing point of a conspiracy theory. Where is the evidence that Jay-Z left his wife, his children, his billions of dollars to come down and try to fuck up a trial for a nigga that sell 25,000 units the first week? And that's his highest recently. Where? Make it make sense to me. Where? Where did Rock Nation interject into the actual court case with the jurors, the 12 jurors and the judge, to make this sentencing happen? Your son was a fucking loser nobody who knew how to fucking rap and with a little man syndrome. So he took every opportunity to huff and puff and blow his chest out. You want to make a song about me? I'm going to go get my dudes to beat your ass and chase you, and I'm going to point the camera and make you apologize. Oh, nigga, you going to walk past me, have the audacity not to shake my hand? Oh, I'm finna run behind you. You saw him on camera running behind him to beat your ass because you're going to shake, you're going to shake my hand. You have people like DJ Academics who's laughing at this shit, bigging him up, making videos, picking on August Alsina because he got beat up by this little short person, this little elf. You have a string of incidences to show that your fucking son doesn't want to be accountable for the actions that he do. It is irrational. It is irrational to beat up August Alsina when you are awaiting trial that you could be found for 24 fucking years and kicked out of the country. It is insane. It's some shit normal people wouldn't do. Unless you got a problem, you want to huff and puff and blow your chest out, which is indicative of a person who would actually shoot a fucking woman in the foot. Pull out a fucking gun in the first place on a woman. This ain't got shit to do with no Rock Nation. These are the actions of your fucking hard-headed ass son. Walk off stage. You have a beautiful life. You have perfect credit. You have millions of fucking dollars. And what do? You walk off stage in a sold-out arena. And as soon as you get off stage, you want to fight Travis Scott. This is a string of incidents to show someone's behavior. That's why I say, even if you believe in this fake-ass gender war, Tory Lanez is the hill you want to die on, my nigga? Tory Lanez. Fuck out of here, man.
Oh, you're probably never going to talk to me again, but I genuinely want you to know I'm sorry from the bottom of my heart, and I was just too drunk.
Okay.
Nonetheless, shit should have never happened, and I can't change what I did.
Man, this shit goes on for almost 4 hours. I'm not. You know what I'm saying? I come back on here, I get some free, some more free time, man. I got to get ready to launch my motherfucking channel for January 1st. But you guys hold it down, man. Y'all hold it down, man. I'm gonna end this live right here. This is probably gonna get flagged for using fresh and fit footage, so make sure y'all support your boy. Same thing via PayPal or Cash App, John Crimes. Hope you have a happy new year. Shout out to all my people. Thanks for stopping by, and I'll talk to you guys later. Asante. What's poppin', shawty?